Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. Oh, Friday. We made it to Friday. Happy Aloha Friday. Glow with the Flow Friday. Sorry. Oh, never mind. I give up. But, hello. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. We are heading into the weekend. Yay for the weekend. How is everyone today? I have so many things I could complain about right now, just with all this happening, but I won't, because you know what? You're here for positivity and for a vibe, but, I always say I'm going to be honest about my moods. I'm a fucking bitch right now. I'm sorry. I know, right? Straight out of the gate. But, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's grab a Rebel deck today. Could use some humor. But, I found something on Instagram the other day that I wanted to read, and I really, really liked it. It was from Mindful Health NYC, so, check them out, Mindful Health NYC, and it really kind of hit me between the eyes, so I really liked it, and, okay, I pulled the card, and I'm covering it. Good morning, Jessica. How are you doing today, beautiful? But yeah, I'm just, anyways, I'm going to read it because, good morning, Eileen, because I really, really liked it. And again, it's from an Instagram. It's from Instagram at Mindful Health NYC. So exactly like it sounds. Good morning, beautiful baby sibling. So, anyways, yeah, so I'll read it and then I'll give you my thoughts. I once heard a prominent person say that they are responsible for the energy in the room, so they would make a constant effort to elevate it. Sometimes we don't realize how much our energy is affecting others, good or bad, and it's not always easy to shift it. And right now, a bigger shift is needed, and it's divisive energy in our current world. We each have a role to play. We think that it is out of our hands and we feel exhausted by it, but we can help transform this with our actions, even at a micro level. The dark, negative, heavy energy dissipates with compassion. It dissolves with patience. It is stamped out with kindness. It evolves with love. We can shift this through basic human connection, smiling whenever possible, listening with full focus, making eye contact, complimenting someone, appreciating something out loud, helping a neighbor, telling someone they are doing a great job, and surrounding ourselves with people and things that we love so that we can continue to radiate that back to others. We are more powerful than we think, and it's time to shift this. And then, what do you call it? Oh, thank you, Jessica and Sammy. But, yeah, I really like that because, I never really thought about the fact that when you walk into a room, you're adding to whatever energy might already be in there. And sometimes negative energy can really kind of bring a room down. And by bringing a room down, I mean, think about, everybody's la 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 la, they're all happy, happy, happy. And you kind of see it in TV shows, right? A lot of times it's focused with humor, but, you see somebody who's cranky walk into a room and all of a sudden eyes shift, right? And then people go from talking about whatever they were talking about that was happy to gossiping about, oh, what's wrong with this person? Why are they so negative? Or you might be floating from group to group with your negative energy and you're just kind of planting those little negative seeds around, right? So I think what we should do, and I'll be honest with you, this is one of the reasons why I don't fake it till I make it anymore. Because, I mean, if I have to be there, I do what I have to do, so, I mean, like family things and whatnot. But if I have the opportunity to stay away to fix my mental health, I do it not just because I can't fake it till I make it, but because I don't want people sitting there going, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Not because I don't care that they care. I do care that they care. But everyone's there to have fun, right? Everybody's there to just kind of, to be in this group setting, to be in this wonderful setting, and to kind of fill this space with this energy. So when I read that, I once heard a prominent person say they are responsible for the energy in the room, so they would make a constant effort to elevate it. I really kind of think now about how I want to go into situations. I get cranky. I mean, like I said, when I opened this up, it's like I am so tired from coughing. I mean, my coughing decides it's going to start between 3 and 5, and lately I have not been able to get to sleep before 1. So I am basically napping the last 4 days. And don't feel sorry for me. I'm just saying that now I feel like today is Glow with the Flow Aloha Friday, and I feel like an effing bitch. So I'm just like, just. And the worst part is, which is also the best part, is we're doing the 30 days of self-love. So I have to be up early the next 2 days. So I'm going to tell you now, guys, though, next weekend, I'm going to try to do these, the daily, like the 30 days of self-love, between 9 and 10, probably closer to 9. Okay. Well, maybe we'll go with 9:30. We'll go with 9:30. How about that? This weekend, it's a crapshoot because I really need to get some rest. And, that needs to come first and foremost because I don't want to miss any more daily vibes, right? So, we got to get the healthy juices going. And, it's one of those things where it's like, you get better and then all of a sudden you're like, again. But I like this, and it really kind of hit home. I wasn't going to use this example today because I was really kind of feeling off and feeling lame, and it's like, I don't want to practice what I'm not or I don't want to preach what I'm not practicing right now. And then I thought, you know what? It needs to be read because I need that reminder. I need that reminder that, we have to shift our energy in this world right now. And, it's not stepping out of my lane. That is just, we find so many things to get angry about. We find so many things to be upset about. And why? Somehow we make it through every day. Somehow we make it through year to year. Somehow we make it through, just the month to month, decade to decade, right? If you were making it from century to century, kudos to you, because that means you were kicking life at over 100. But life goals, right? Hashtag life goals. But I like this because it says, and right now a bigger shift is needed, and it's, in its divisive energy in our current world. And, we spend so much time disagreeing with one another that sometimes I think we miss the point that there are parts that we actually agree with one another. And oh, look, my dad's on. Good morning, Father. He is en route, which means he's not driving. So, but I think what Mindful Health NYC was trying to say is that whether our energy is good or bad, it does affect other people. It does affect, the way they treat us. Maybe they treat you with complete sympathy and, empathy. And, the empathy is great. But, nobody really wants the sympathy. Who's giving me angry faces? I don't know. I'm just seeing these little angry emojis coming up and I have no idea what they're for. But, unless somebody needs glasses and is hitting the wrong emoji. So anyways, you know who I'm talking about. Sibling. But I like the idea of what Mindful Health NYC is saying about what you put your energy into and what you put into the room. And I decided after writing the whole thing down, I will post her post in the comments, but it's kind of hard to read and do this at the same time if it's on the computer. So, I like where it says here, we think that it is out of our hands and we feel exhausted by it, but we can help transform this with our actions, even at a micro level. When you are kind to people, when you smile at people, when you listen with, full focus, we can shift this through basic human connection, smiling whenever possible, listening with full focus, making eye contact, complimenting someone, appreciating something out loud, helping a neighbor, telling someone they're doing a great job, and surrounding ourselves with people and things that we love. I know right now we're still in masks, but you can still kind of smile with your eyes. And if you can't smile with your eyes, just, say, hey, how's it going? I had my hair done a couple weeks ago, or cut, and and I was passing this gentleman on the sidewalk, and I had my mask on, and at first I smiled, and he kind of nodded because he could tell, and he was in his, I think I mentioned this week, he was in his power chair, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? I just said, hey, good morning, have a great day. And he's like, thanks, you too. And it felt good. And it was like I was trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and to be that person that puts something good into this world, that puts that energy. We all put that wonderful energy into this world, right? People that are going to have fun for the weekend, people that are with their families for the weekend, or just, doing whatever you're doing. When you are having a good time, you were putting something wonderful out in the world. Last weekend we went with my dad and my cousins and some friends to the Beach Boys concert, and it was so much fun. We all had a great time. And I was a little testy at the beginning, but you know what? My mood swung around and it changed and it got better. And nobody remembers the bad parts. Everybody wants to remember the good parts. So remind yourself that sometimes when you think that people, that's just what they're going to think about. No, they're going to remember the fun they had. They're going to remember the ride home and everybody talking about it and being all silly and crazy and saying, oh my God, I love this part. And oh my God, la, 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 and oh, John Stamos was there. And yeah. And, oh gosh, it was cool to see that Mark McGrath is still singing and can, blah, blah, blah. And just that fun stuff, right? Because you're putting that wonderful energy out there, and then everybody gets out of the car and they go home and they're still thinking about it. I mean, I was still thinking about it when I went to sleep. I mean, look, it's almost a week later. I'm still thinking about it because it was fun. And it brought back a lot of my childhood memories from, like I mentioned before, the Sundays after Mother's Day, or on Mother's Day after the San Diego Padre games. Like most of the originals would be there. And, I wasn't even double digits yet, but I still remember it because it was fun. And I didn't totally appreciate it that much at the time because, you're talking about a little kid sitting in one place for like X amount of hours, right? And my dad even reminded us, because I remembered that too, that one of them was after a doubleheader, and the first game we got our butts handed to us. That I remember. The score was outrageous. It was ridiculous. And then you had to sit through a whole second game, right? And then the concert. So you're just kind of like, this is too much for me. But then when you go back as an adult and you have those memories again, it brings something wonderful out into this world. It brings these positive things and this healing and this joy that you have in your life, So read the room. If you are having trouble walking into the room with a smile on your face, take a moment. If you're in a large public area, take a moment outside to just regather yourself, recoup your good juju. If you're at family's house or a friend's house, just sit in your car for a few moments, maybe listen to your favorite song to kind of pump up that energy. And if, this isn't always easy for me to do because I've had to cancel on people, right before the world closed down. And I felt bad. One of them, I was literally on my way to something, and I called and I'm like, you know what, my anxiety is just peaking so bad, I can't do this today. And this is before I really did a lot of this self-healing in this last year, and especially the last couple of months. And I couldn't. But it was the first time I was truly honest with myself about my mental health in that capacity. Because I was like, I called my friend, and they were having an Oscar party, and I'm just like, what, I'm so sorry. I said, my anxiety is literally peaking. I'm halfway there, and I can't. I really wanted to be there, and I was forcing myself out the door. I knew the day before I wasn't feeling good, and, my presence didn't really take away, my lack of presence didn't really take away from the party, but I know that if I had been there, the energy would have shifted, and I don't think it would have shifted that much because, these are a lot of high vibing people that are amazing. In fact, it might have even helped my energy, but I was just in a state where I had nothing in the tank to give, and when you walk into that room and you try to shift that energy, you are giving of yourself. You are giving a piece of yourself to make something better. You walk into an office, you get into a car, you walk into an arena, you're not going to change everybody in there, but you are adding And, the more you add to that light that's around you, the more it's going to expand and expand and expand. And you don't know how many people you're going to touch just walking through. Sibling and I have been to games where we lost so bad, and I took it personally, like I was on the ice, right? Playing. But I remember her saying, her dad wasn't that big into sports, but sibling was. That is an apple that fell far from that tree. But you know what? She reminded me that it's a game. And you know what? I'm not earning the paycheck, so it shouldn't affect me. It does. When you're a rabid sports fan, you just want your team to win. They're not allowed to ever lose a game. But then I started looking and I started thinking, you know what? You start looking at things differently. And you start thinking, well, God, they played really well. It just wasn't enough tonight. And, you might be upset for a moment and then you let it go. And that's what I needed. I needed to remind myself of that so that I didn't go to bed thinking, oh, God, why didn't we win? I can't believe the fans were mean to me. And, it's bad when you get picked on in your own home, in your own arena. But you know what? That's sports, right? That's what being a fan is all about. You roll with the punches, you roll with the tide, and you support your team no matter what. But if you've ever noticed when you're losing collectively, the energy does go down. In hockey, that's why sometimes they'll send out the goons, to start a fight or something, because it lifts the energy back up. Or when your team scores a goal and, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, we might actually be in this. And then everybody wakes up again. You can see it in there, If you're football fans, everybody's always talking about how it's hard to play in Kansas City because they are loud, right? But when their team's not doing well, they get surprisingly quiet. Same with the Broncos, and I'm personally a Chargers fan, but, I know my dad's probably rolling his eyes. They're not my team anymore because they moved to LA, and that's because of the owners, because the owners suck. I know I live closer to LA, but it's the San Diego Chargers. They should still be in San Diego. I'm sorry. Just my humble opinion. But we still have our hometown Padres, right? And they're doing pretty well. They had a couple of rough games in Chicago, but they're doing better now. So anyways, I digress from the sports. But I'm just using sports as an example because if you are a person that goes to sporting events, or you go to, you see the changes when things aren't going well. And you see the vibe just really kind of like the energy just gets sucked out of the building, like someone put a vacuum, in the roof, like to suck all the positivity out of there. And so that's why I think it's important for us to constantly keep our vibe up. We're all energy. We're energy and a lot of water. So we're energy and a lot of water. So your vibe, you can feel people. Have you ever walked into a room and everybody was just happy and la la la, and you just felt like, wow, you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, and all of a sudden you're happy. That's because it's a collective energy in there, and if you don't believe me, I don't know if it's still true, but back in the day, back in the early O's of this century or millennium, when I went to Minnesota for a hockey game, it was the middle of winter. Okay. It was like, New Year's Eve weekend. I know who does that, right? It was like freaking cold there, but it was amazing. But, my second favorite team plays in Minnesota, my hockey team. And I actually went to see number one team play number two team, but we were at the Mall of America. And I was like, oh, it's nice and comfortable in here. We all still had sweaters on, but we had our jackets off, holding our jackets, my friends and I that all went. And I have all my friends seem to have fun facts. And somebody told us, oh, it runs on, I believe they said kinetic energy. And I'm like, well, what is that? And they don't heat the place. They depend on all the people in here to heat the place. Because, it's Minnesota. Unless you want to freeze your ass off, you go inside of a building. And the Mall of America is like, it's like a little city. Okay, it is huge. It's so huge that some stores have 3 or 4 stores in that mall. Just because if you're not on one end, you don't want to travel 10 miles to get to the other end. So, well, that's an exaggeration, but still. But it runs on that kind of energy. So everybody's body heat is basically heating up this place, and it's keeping it comfortable. It's not obnoxiously hot. It's not freakishly cold. It's comfortable. And it's a really good feeling. And I haven't thought about that since then. But when you really start to think about it, it really is that energy that everybody's putting out. So don't we want to shift this world towards, a more compassionate, empathetic world? I mean, that doesn't mean we're not going to get mad. Okay, we're not all going to turn into a bunch of robots and zombies. I mean, I know some people out there will disagree with me, but we're not, because as long as we allow ourselves to be free thinkers and we allow other people their opinions, whether we agree with them or not, we will stay in a constant state of, learning and growing and just being who we are. But the thing is we have to let each other have our opinions. If someone wants to feel like they're right, let them be right, okay? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You know who you are. You know what's in your heart and in your mind. But maybe that just makes them feel better. Maybe there's something in their life somewhere behind them that just made them feel like they were never heard. And, it's, if you're not going to get anywhere with each other by sharing opinions, you just need to stop. Because then it just ends up into a fight. And then you really change the energy. And that's not the energy you want to put out there. I mean, like I said, we're all going to get angry. We're all going to have our moments where we just want to punch, a wall. Don't punch people or animals or anything that's living. That's wrong. Punch something that, as terrible as it's going to sound, punch something that might give you a little whack back, because then it'll remind you, what, is it really worth getting hurt over? No, it's not. But, just try to shift that energy back. Try to remind yourself that good energy really needs to be put back into this world. We're such a divided world right now. And we're so busy trying to find reasons to be angry over things that we're not really seeing the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is really kind of everybody wanting to be heard and everybody being heard. So, let's just try to put that good juju back out there, guys. Okay? Put that compassion and that empathy back out there. Okay, this is funny. So the Rebel deck, nothing to do with what we're talking about today, but eat your fucking vegetables. Okay? Eat some shit made by Mother Nature. I guess Mother Nature knew we needed a giggle, right? So eat your fucking vegetables because, eat some shit made by Mother Nature. I want another one. That was kind of lame. But whoever's out there that's not eating their veggies, eat your damn vegetables so we don't get stupid cards like that. No, I don't want that one. That one's not fun. That one's kind of like that one will make you want to punch a wall. Oh, here we go. Get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do shit for humanity. There you go. That one definitely goes with our message today. Get over yourself, pull your shit together, help people, give back, do good shit for humanity. And eat your fucking vegetables. So, oh God. Oh. Okay, Jessica, now I know who the vegetable card was for. She's all, I've been attacked by your deck. And Sammy liked it. It was pretty funny though. So you know what? Do things for people, eat your veggies, and here, let's just go with one more because I think that'd be hilarious. Don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone. You need some fucking time alone and you know why. So whoever needs that one, this is like the ultimate in self-care card, okay? They're telling you just lock yourself in a room, be by yourself, and, gather your thoughts. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. What a dumbass. See, this is why my brain is just not functioning. It's day 4 of 30 Days of Self-Love, and I have not read it yet, and we are already 25 minutes in. Shame on me. Day 4. What is a compliment that you struggle to accept about yourself? When people compliment, good planning, calling in sick. Oh, you guys are funny. Hi, Ladina. What is a compliment that you struggle to accept about yourself? This is day 4 of 30 Days of Self-Love. I struggle with personal compliments. Like sometimes I'll be singing in my room and I'll get a text from sibling in her room and she'll be like, I really like that song, you sound really great. And then she'll have little clapping emojis and it's like, oh, I forgot she can hear me because I have my headphones on, right? And you just sing at whatever volume you sing. You forget that walls aren't made of steel, they're made out of plaster. But and also when people compliment my looks, I get, I don't know why, but I get very shy about that and very disagreeable about that, and I'm working on that. I'm working on that self-love and that self-acceptance and stuff. But yeah, when people call me beautiful or pretty, it just kind of wigs me out, and I don't know why. I think it's because I can't believe it, and then I'm afraid that if I do believe it, people will think I'm full of myself. So it's a bad cycle that I'm on, you know. I mean, I don't walk around telling people, don't you think I'm beautiful? Don't you think I'm pretty? No, I don't. So I don't know why there's a part of me that thinks that people would think that of me. So I am working on that. But, you know, maybe for today, what is a compliment that you struggle to accept about yourself? And then, you know, give yourself that compliment and give it to yourself until you believe it and until you feel it in your heart. You know, because that's really where it all is. You know, it's all in your heart. If your heart loves you, your heart totally loves you. And, you know, your brain thinks maybe it's protecting you. But, you know, sometimes when you sit there and say, oh, no, I'm not, people might think you're fishing. So it really is like this weird, it's not even a circle. It is like a self-loathing triangle. Okay. So it's like compliment, narcissism, or, you know, like all these different points. And you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm not running around telling people to love me. But I mean, just like the other day when I told sibling, I said, I've decided I'm adorable and charming. And she just said, oh, you finally believe me. And I know I mentioned this the other day, but I was kind of riding high. And the minute she said that, I was like, oh, you know, you're just kind of like, uh-oh. And then you can't take the compliment. So that is a goal for today. Work on loving yourself so that you can take these compliments. You know, Ladina, you and I can work on it if you want. You know, we'll work on it together on Messenger and just remind each other that we're amazing human beings. I mean, you know, Ladina had a lot going on, you know, in her life. And, you know, she had to take care of a lot of people. So, you know, I mean, including her sister. So, you know, it's just, that's compassion. That's empathy. You know, I mean, even when even when you feel like life is beating you up, you are a beautiful human being. Everybody is a beautiful human being. We just have to open our eyes and see it. I will finish this off with telling you something my mom used to always tell me when I would put myself down. She would get so not angry, but like that upset, kind of like, how can you, like eye twitching, how can you think this? And she would look me straight in the eyes and say, I don't make ugly babies. So there you go. My mom literally said to me, I don't make ugly babies. That is like my all-time favorite mom quote ever. But, you know, she was just, there was a part of her where even, you know, she was asking me, she's like, where do you get this from? You know, where does this come from? Because we didn't raise you to be like that. But, you know, again, when things happen to you that people don't know about, you just kind of, you shrink away, you shy away, you kind of just, you know, you don't want anyone to see you. So when people do see you, you feel like running around the corner and just peeking out like, oh, hi, you know. So what is a compliment that you struggle to accept about yourself? Figure it out. Say it. If somebody gives you a compliment today or any day going forward, just say, you know what, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Or just say thank you. That's very sweet of you. That's very kind of you to say. You know, most people are going to be like me. We're all so similar. I will not say anything I don't mean. I will never say anything I don't mean. If I don't mean it, I won't say it. So if I tell you that, you know, you're handsome or you're beautiful or you're smart or you're kind or, you know, you're so giving, it's because I'm seeing what you're doing in this moment. I haven't seen anything you've done before this moment. I will probably not see what you've done beyond this moment. But in this moment, I am complimenting you and telling you I see you. And That's what's important. We all want to be seen. And the more we start to see each other and, love each other for just exactly who we are, without, conditions, we're going to start putting that better energy out into the world. Okay, so there you go. Again, I will post this Mindful Health NYC with the girls' pictures, you're adorable, in my comments on Facebook Live. And so if you want to reread it, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow. I will do my best to be on by 9:30 tomorrow morning. I may be in my pajamas and looking like death, but I will be here for day 5 of 30 Days of Self-Love. Okay, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for 30 Days of Self-Love. Have a great day.